Hey everybody, hope you are having a good week. I'm gonna try something a little different. We're going to weather some wood. Um, a lot of you know that I'm actually a medical machinist, um, but by trade I'm actually a trim carpenter. So I'm able to make just about anything I want to. I used to build custom cabinets for a company, and I just kind of got burned out on that. It's personal reasons, but anyway, weathering wood. I've been asked that, and yes, you can weather wood, but no, you can't weather wood. You can give it the effect that it's weathered, but the only way you're really going to actually weather wood is to leave it outside. But I'm going to show you a way around that. So, in case if you have a project, like I've got one going on inside of my house right now, and I ran out of wood um, that I previously weathered, and it took the whole process probably 30 minutes. Um, But what you have to do is to get you a mason jar. And some of you may already know this, but get you a mason jar, quart size mason jar, and get you two steel wool, the extra fine, extra fine. What you want to do is you'll want to pull it apart, just pull it and pack it kind of loose in there. And then up to about this line right here, you'll want to put vinegar, white distilled vinegar, pickling vinegar. It'll do it. But anyway, put these in there first, just kind of loosely around it. Then you put vinegar up to, right around in here. You don't have to be exact. This is the way I do it. This is the way I found that I like the way it looks. Um, but that's what we're going to be doing. This is my first jar. I'm actually about to run out, so I just got done with this, and it's been sitting for about a week. I've read online, and I did find this online, so you can definitely find it online. But I just want to show that it actually does work. Um, it says 2 to 3 days, let it sit, but you really want to stir it a couple times a day, once in the morning, once a night, whatever. Um, but I already had some in here, so I just kind of mixed it in there with it and just kind of moved it back and forth. That's why this is already so dark. But it's actually been sitting for about a week. But you'll notice oof, all of that steel wool will actually dissolve in there. Now, the kind of wood is important. Um, I'm gonna I'm gonna strain this while I'm talking to y'all. The wood is important. Um, a very heavy tannin wood like oak or cedar or something along that line will take the weathering a lot easier. Whereas like a pine would, you can do pine and you can let it sit there, but it's going to take like multiple coats to do it. Um, the thing that I have personally found that works great is if you take a warm cup of water, put some instant coffee in it, like you would drink it, and put it on your wood and let it dry. Now, I'm going to be spraying this on there because I have access to a compressor and sprayer. You can take a foam roller or a paintbrush, anything like that, and put any of this on. It don't necessarily have to be the way I do it as far as application. You just want to make sure it's nice and even. You're not missing a spot, then you'll have a weathered piece of wood with a big splotch in it, and you don't want that. But a wood that won't really take this, like pine, like I said, you can take um, just a strong cup of instant coffee or a strong cup of tea and put it on there. Because what that does is the coffee and tea, stuff like that, it actually has tannins in it. Tannins are kind of like mouthfeel. They give you the feeling in your mouth that I'm not going to try to explain it because I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I just know that's kind of what it is. Anyway, it puts tannins in pine wood. So that way, once it dries, when you put this on there, you'll notice almost right away it's going to start turning that grayish, brownish color that you're looking for. So, but you do want to get you some paint strainers or cheesecloth, or I wouldn't use coffee filters because they're so fine that it would take forever for this stuff to go through. That's why I use these little paint strainers. They work pretty well. You just want to get the big stuff out of there. That is if you're spraying with a spray gun. If you're not spraying with a spray gun, you're just doing it. See how got some residue left in there. That's what I'm trying to get out because I don't want that to go into my gun. Um, you can put this in a bowl. You can put it in a paint pan and roll it on. You can put it in. You can take it straight out here with a paintbrush and just make sure you mix it real good. I mean, you can just it's about any. We'll go and put the rest of that in here. Go ahead and filter it out and be done with it. Nice. Um, but yeah, I mean, as long as you mix it up real good before you use it, I don't think you're going to have any problems with it. Now, I will say this is me trying all this for the last month, just trying to get it to make sure it's going to work before I started getting out there and saying, yes, this stuff actually does work. So anything I'm telling you, I've tried it, I've done it, and it does work. And I'm going to pour this back in here. I'm not going to use all of it. I'm actually fixing to start doing some pine. Um, my mom, she had one of her, I'm sorry, I'm not doing pine, I'm doing cedar. Um, my mom's got a fence, and it's just a standard cedar plank fence. And she had a limb fall over one of her trees, and it fell on one of her pickets. And she didn't want to put one new one up there because it was going to look weird because of the colors. I was like, oh, I'll do it. So, I got the project going on in the house, which, like I said, I'll show y'all. I'll show y'all pictures. And so she needed one done. So I figured, why not go ahead and show these good people? This stuff actually does work. So that's what we're going to do. I'm just tearing stuff up, obviously. So yeah, and if you have access to this, I mean, it makes it easier. You do waste a little more of it when you're spraying it because I mean it's kind of the nature of the beast. It's like even painting your walls in your house. You can use a spray rig. Um, it's going to use more. It's going to use more material because you're spraying. You're going to have overspray and it just releases. Versus a roller, you'll save it on a roller. But anyway, that's pretty much it, man, on how to weather all this stuff. Um, I'm fixing to take some out here and set up, and we'll go through that process. So, uno momento. Gotta get all the edges. You see how this one's obviously already starting to turn, and that one got that gray look to it, and that's what you're looking for. So this is not done, not done, not done. Started to be done. in getting there. So I'm gonna get these done and we'll move on to the next step. All right, so here's before. And if y'all don't believe me, here's before, I'm gonna flip them over for you. So can you weather wood? Yeah. Um, is it worth it? Well, it beats waiting. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Um, one thing I do want to say, if you make this stuff, um, put it in a well ventilated area, like in your garage. Um, take just not the actual ring that screws on it, but the lid that's got the rubber seal on it. Take and just set on top of it. Um, don't put this stuff in your house while it's making. I wouldn't put it in my house even after I made it. I keep mine in my shop. Um, anyway, because as the vinegar is eating away at the steel wool, it emits a gas. I mean, you got an acid eating away at metal. So you just want to keep it outside on your front porch or in your garage, or if you got a tool shed, keep it out there. I said stir it a couple times a day for the first 2 3 days. And if you got any questions, ask me. I'll be more than glad to answer them. If I don't know the answer, I'll see if I can't come up with the answer um, as soon as I can. So anyway, hope y'all enjoyed it. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.